At the beginning of this year, I set out to use all of my eyeshadow palettes, no pan left behind. So far, I've done pretty good, and I am working on this through the project Enjoy Your Eyeshadows. So, stay tuned to see how I did over the last month, what I'm rolling out, and what I'm bringing in. All right, this is Enjoy Your Eyeshadows. This is my November update. One more update left to go, I think, but we'll see. I might continue until I use all my eyeshadow palettes if I don't meet them by the next update, which I shouldn't because I think I still have a couple more palettes left to bring in. That being said, what was I working on over the last month? So each month I've been bringing in 4 singles from Natasha Denona. I have a large palette of shades that were depotted and sent to me by Allie at Wonder in Alleyland, and I have been working my way through them, using them each, and I've been only using the large size shades, and I have barely made a dent in it, so they're going to come back next year. But these are the 4 right here that I've been using. This one is my eyeshadow eyebrow shade, so that doesn't count. It stays in. But these other 4 shades are in, and they were used. I didn't meet my goal. I used all 4 of those. Next palette is from BH Cosmetics, the Venom palette from their Poison Shock collection. This is a grayish purple palette, and this one is really easy for me to use. I use the 3 mattes here at the top, and they go down as a base, and then there are 3 shimmers in the middle and 3 shimmers on the bottom, and I combine those in any way I see fit, generally one row and the other row. This took me 2 looks, and I used all the shades in this, so this is a goal met and rolling out. The next palette is I have officially used all of the shades in this palette once, but it is in my throwback 30 to use each shade 5 times. This is the Aether Beauty Moonlight Crystal palette, and this is what it looks like. It is a purple and teal palette, and yeah, so far I've used shade 1. Let me see here. Okay, shade 1 once. Am I going to be able to do this? Okay. The second shade 4 times. The third shade once. Then 1. And then we have here number 5. I have 2 uses, 1 use, 3 uses, 1 use. And then back up at the top, we have 1 use, 2 uses, 3 uses, and also 3 uses. So this is getting close to having my goals met, but it's gonna be a while to use all of them 5 times. Now, my debate is whether I should focus on this in this project, because I have used all of the shades at least once, but I haven't used them all 5 times, which is my goal in another project. So let me know what you think down below. I like keeping them in this project because I rotate through my palettes and use them as necessary. And having that in this rotation reminds me to use them. So I can roll it out and bring in another palette for it, or I can continue to use these. Or I might just set this aside until the end of the year, because Throwback 30 goes until July of next year, and so in January I can go back to using this after I finish this project. So I've decided, so this is going to roll out for now for use from this project. All right, the next one is Marvy Corn, and this is another one I've kept in because it's in another project. I have used all of the shades in here at least once. I did have Moana in a project for uses. That project was It's Panning Cats and Dogs, and that project is over. And then I do have the shade Honey Bobu in for Deca Panning to use, I think, one more time. So I'm going to try and get that 1 use coming up soon, but I'm going to call this rolled out because I have used every other shade in this palette. That means I have 3 palettes rolling out. Okay, we might meet my goal because the last palette in is the Revolution Chilled palette. I am wearing this one today, and I just brought this in at the last update. This is what it looks like. It is a green and brown. Today I have a base of this color here, which is called Leaf, in the transition and is a base layer on the lid, topped with this shade here, which is Plant, to darken up the lid in the outer corner. I also have a bit of this shade, which is Natural, on the inner half of the lid for the base. And then for shimmers, I have Candyland, this green shimmer here, on the inner half of my lid. And then I have this one here, Mist, on the outer corner. And then I topped the center and my inner corner with the shade Calm. So Calm is right there. It's a little gold, and then those are the other two. They don't swatch very well. There we go. Just gotta give them a better application. There we go. So hopefully now you can see Calm is that gold. That's almost my skin tone. That's on the inner corner, and a dab in the center of my eyelid. Then the inner half is Candyland, and the outer corner is Mist. And then prior to that, I had used, in another look, I used Calm, Cool, Relax, Burn, and Haze. So I did a sort of a warm golden look. So I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shades left to go in here. 3 shades, these 2 here and this one here, are glitters, and I am not counting them as no pan left behind in this. So I have these 2 shades left to use, this shade left to use, and this shade left to use. Yeah, I think that's it. So I have those shades left to use. So this palette is staying in. So 1 palette staying in, I'm going to bring in 4 new Natasha Denona shades, and then that means I have 3 palettes rolling out. So give me a moment to pick my 3, however many palettes I have left to work on. I will be right back. Okay, this feels anticlimactic because I went to my box of palettes right here to pull out what was left that hadn't been used, and there was only 1 palette left. It is the Hershey's Kisses Special Dark from Glamlight. This is a beautiful purple palette that was gifted to me, I believe. I'm pretty sure this was gifted to me from Kim at Teacher Loves Beauty. It is a really beautiful purple tone palette. Trying to get, there you go. You can see it, the colors without all the reflections of, my monitor and light and everything. So this is the palette I'm bringing in, and so yeah, because I'm only bringing in 1 palette and I have the Revolution, I've decided to keep the Marvicorn because I'm only going to use 1 shade 1 time, so that's fine. And then I'm keeping the Aether Beauty because I need to use those. And then finally, I brought in my Natasha Denonas. I do not know the names of any of these shades, but this is what I brought in. So we have this warm brown here, this sort of tan color here, this shimmer here, and then this purple, which does not look like any of the purples in the Hershey's Kiss. So give me a moment and I will swatch those guys for you. That is pretty. That is lovely. That is nice. And oof, that was strong. So there are the Natasha Denona shades. It's a blue-based purple, it looks like. Maybe a little bit of pink in there, of course, because it's purple. And then we got a nice sort of coppery shade, the tan, and then the warm brown. So those are lovely shades to work with all the other things I have in this collection, or in this round. So that's it after this month, after I use all of the Hershey's Kisses shades at least once and finish using the Chilled palette once, I will have met my goal of using all my palettes. No pan left behind. So, what will next year bring, you may ask? Well, stay tuned to next month to find out. And to do that, you can go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you want to see where this all started, you can go check out the playlist. I will have it in the end cards after the video. And until my next video, take care of yourselves, be true to you, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!